Here's your wrestling news for February 20th, 2022. And your headlines for today include Bobby Lashley injured, former WWE Champion expected to miss WrestleMania. When did he get hurt? Appearances by two WWE legends scrapped for Elimination Chamber. WWE confirms huge stipulation for WrestleMania 38 main event. Fans to have crucial role with the new Ring of Honor. Update on what's different. Kenny Omega suggests AEW wasn't the right fit for Cody Rhodes, and more. We are kicking off today with Elimination Chamber, which saw Brock Lesnar regain the WWE Championship. Lesnar decimated the other superstars in the match, especially Austin Theory, who received an F5 from the top of a chamber cell, but Bobby Lashley wasn't pinned by the Beast. The now former WWE Champion was removed from the chamber after Seth Rollins threw Theory through Lashley's pod, and we have an unfortunate update on the Almighty. The Ringer Wrestling Show reports that Lashley is dealing with a legitimate shoulder injury, and this wasn't a storyline to keep him from losing to Lesnar. Kazim Famudi, and I apologize if I butchered that name, notes that Lashley actually got injured at the Royal Rumble, which explains why the Almighty had no matches, televised or untelevised, between the Rumble and Elimination Chamber. It's being reported that Lashley will need 4 months off to recover from shoulder surgery, meaning that any plans WWE had for him at WrestleMania have to be scrapped. After an incredible 12 months, it's awful that Lashley's plans are being put on hold thanks to this injury, and we're hoping for a speedy recovery for the two-time former WWE Champion. Last night's Elimination Chamber event in Jeddah saw WWE's final premium live event before WrestleMania 38, but didn't feature an appearance by The Undertaker. It's been over a year since the future WWE Hall of Famer has appeared on screen for WWE, but that nearly changed ahead of Elimination Chamber. PW Insider reports that WWE originally planned to have the Phenom make a non-wrestling appearance in Jeddah and would have been there to celebrate the announcement of his Hall of Fame induction. Obviously, that didn't happen, and the report added that had he appeared, it would have been a cameo and not part of any sort of angle that would have led to a return match. With the Hall of Fame ceremony set to air live immediately after the April 1st SmackDown, fans will soon get to see and hear from the dead man, but those hoping to see The Undertaker's comeback at Elimination Chamber will have to wait a little longer. The Undertaker wasn't the only legend who didn't appear at Elimination Chamber, as Kurt Angle was once booked for the event as well. PW Insider reports that the Olympic gold medalist was originally scheduled to be there to finish off a brief storyline that would have had something to do with Alpha Academy's feud with RK Bro. Last month, Angle said that this was only ever going to be a short program, and given that WWE scrapped the idea, he was removed from the Elimination Chamber card. Angle hasn't signed with any promotion since his release in April 2020, as he says he's loyal to Vince McMahon, but after being booked and unbooked time and time again, the Hall of Famer's loyalty is certainly being tested by WWE. Fans did see Universal Champion Roman Reigns retain his title against Goldberg last night, choking the WWE Hall of Famer out with a guillotine hold in the show's opener. Later in the night, Brock Lesnar captured the WWE title, and now WWE has confirmed that their match has even higher stakes at WrestleMania. We knew that Lesnar would be challenging for the WWE Championship, but in a post from WWE.com, it's been confirmed that the Mania match will be winner takes all. This had been the rumor for some time, and it's now been confirmed by WWE, and while we don't know if this will be a title unification match or whether one person will just hold both titles like Becky Lynch after WrestleMania 35, the stakes have never been higher than they'll be on April 3rd. Last December, Ring of Honor went on hiatus after their final Battle pay-per-view, and this break will end later this year. In April, the company will host Supercard of Honor 15, their first show back, and we now know more about the new era of ROH. During a Facebook live chat between Ian Riccaboni and an ROH matchmaker this week, it was said that live events and TV tapings will happen shortly after the April 1st event, and that the company will also be getting a brand new logo. For Supercard of Honor 15, the show will have 8 matches, with fans being encouraged to message the company saying who they want to see on the show. The latest X-Files by Kevin Eck on the ROH website says that fans will have a huge say in booking for Supercard of Honor 15, and that an unprecedented level of fan engagement will be part of the new ROH. With Supercard of Honor just 40 days away, Ring of Honor has a lot of plans ahead of their return to pay-per-view, and the fans will apparently be a huge part of those plans. Cody and Brandy Rhodes shocked everyone when they announced their departure from the company earlier this week, reportedly over a pay dispute between Cody and Tony Khan. In their statements on the matter, Cody, Brandy, and Khan had nothing but good things to say about each other, but we now know more about what those in the company really think. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it's reported that many in AEW are happy to see the duo gone and believe the, quote, hero treatment Cody's received since leaving doesn't fit what really happened. A lot of talent are said to be quietly celebrating, and that despite the company making a public display of being sorry to see Cody and Brandy go, many have been looking forward to this ever since Cody's deal expired last December. Brandy in particular faced criticism by those in AEW for taking credit for deals she negotiated alongside the company's chief marketing and merchandising officer, Dana Massey. While it's expected that Cody, but not Brandy, will return to WWE, a deal hasn't been finalized yet, and they could, in theory, return to AEW. But it doesn't appear that the All Elite promotion want either Rhodes family member back anytime soon. Tony Khan will now have to carry on the company without Cody or Brandy Rhodes, but the AEW president isn't too worried about the future. On Friday's Busted Open Radio, Khan hinted that something big is coming soon and that it'll be bigger than having Keith Lee and Jay White debut on the same show earlier this month. He said, "There'll be a lot of news in the week ahead. I don't know if it'll get done by tonight, but stay tuned in the week ahead. I'm working on something pretty big. It would be massive." Khan said he doesn't know if it's what anybody expects it'll be, but called whatever announcement he has a big deal in pro wrestling. To be fair, the AEW president has been accused of exaggerating his surprises in the past, such as when he promised a signing that had changed the wrestling landscape last year, which turned out to be Christian Cage, who hasn't had a singles match for AEW since September's All Out. Dave Meltzer notes that whatever Khan is working on, he was in meetings all day trying to put it together, and we'll have to wait and see if his announcement is as groundbreaking as Khan claims it will be. One announcement Khan could make is the signing of Jeff Hardy, who was released from WWE after refusing to attend rehab last December following a concerning performance at a Texas Live event. It's since been revealed that Jeff had no drugs in his system and has refused WWE's offer to return, and now he and his brother Matt have another huge match on their calendar. On Twitter, it was confirmed that the pair will be at Big Time Wrestling on March 13th and will face former Raw Tag Team Champions Brian Myers and Matt Cardona. With Jeff's non-compete clause reportedly set to expire on March 9th, this will be one of the Hardy Boys' first matches together in 3 years in what the brothers have said will be their final run as a tag team. In 1998, Teddy Hart made history as the youngest person to ever sign a WWF developmental contract, inking the deal at 18 years old, but he didn't make it long in the company. The son of Georgia and grandson of Stu Hart, Teddy was released shortly after for attitude problems, and now a documentary will be made about the once promising wrestler. In The Observer, Dave Meltzer reports that Peacock is working on a documentary about Teddy Hart, but this is being made independently of WWE, who have warned talent not to take part. This may cause a problem for Teddy's cousin, WWE superstar Natalya, who we're sure will have a lot of stories about Teddy's early rise and steep fall from grace. With attitude problems, charges of sexual assault, DUIs, and drug possession, Hart is virtually blacklisted from all major wrestling promotions, but his career and personal life will soon get a huge spotlight thanks to Peacock. Earlier this month, Kyrie Sane's contract with WWE ended nearly 2 years after her request to move off TV and back to her native Japan was approved. We reported yesterday that Sane is pleased she still has a good relationship with WWE, but now the former NXT Women's Champion is returning to the promotion she first made a name for herself. Now just going by Kyrie, the former superstar appeared at Stardom's recent press conference where she confirmed that she'll be returning to the all-female promotion. It was also announced that she'll be at the upcoming Stardom World Climax shows on March 26th and 27th, which will take place at Sumo Hall in Tokyo, Japan. This press conference ended with Sane being attacked by members of the Odeyo Tai stable, who she'll presumably feud with when she returns to the ring. Sane noted in the press conference that she's in the best shape she's ever been in, and we'll have to see what's next for her now that she's once again a Stardom wrestler. We've got some fantastic news from Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae next, as the couple have become parents for the first time. On social media, Gargano posted a picture of his son Quill, named after Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy, as played by Chris Pratt in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Gargano's love of Marvel is no secret, as he's had plenty of attires themed around characters from the pages of comic books in the past. Despite leaving WWE last December without a non-compete clause, the former NXT champion hasn't wrestled since, as he's been taking care of his wife, and we'd like to offer our congratulations to the duo on the newest member of their family. And we're ending today with AEW, as the company is still reeling from the departures of Cody and Brandy Rhodes earlier this week, with rumors growing that the former TNT champion will return to WWE very soon. One name who's shown no sign of leaving the company is Kenny Omega, who has speculated on why Cody has left the company he founded 3 years ago. Speaking with F4W Online, the former AEW World Champion refuted the idea that Cody left because he wasn't offered enough money by Tony Khan, and said that his relationship with the AEW president, who has taken control over the company's creative direction, may be why Cody left. It's very possible that this current version of AEW just wasn't a good fit for Cody. For me, I feel like I was one of the original 4, and there's always going to be a place for him. AEW has gone through several changes recently, both on and off screen, and if this is what caused Cody to leave, then time will tell if he fares any better back as part of WWE. And we're ending today with WWE, who for decades would always hold their biggest shows of the month on Sundays, but that's all changed in 2022. Both Day 1 and the Royal Rumble happened on Saturday this year, as will Elimination Chamber and Night 1 of WrestleMania 38, and now the company has another Saturday event on their schedule. WWE have announced that they're bringing back Saturday night's main event this year, with the April 23rd and April 30th live events being advertised with the iconic name. A staple of WWF TV in the 80s and early 90s, Saturday night's main event was brought back for a brief period from 2006 to 2008, and now fans in Montgomery, Alabama and Lakeland, Florida will get their own Saturday night's main event experience. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.